Hi, I'm Tania. Welcome back. There is a version of Italy that people talk about a lot. The food, the light, the romance, and most of that is real. But there is a layer underneath that almost nobody mentions. The small signals, the things that quietly tell you a lot about who someone is and where they come from. I noticed them slowly, over time, living here. This video is about those things. The first thing I noticed was clothing. Not the fashion, clothing. In Italy, the signal isn't the logo, it's the cut, the weight of the fabric, whether something fits the way it's supposed to. A person in a plain white shirt reads differently than a person in a branded piece that does not. Italians know that instinctively. It made me look at my own wardrobe completely differently. It's less about what label, more about whether it actually works. The speech is a big one, and it took me the longest to understand because I didn't speak Italian. But even without understanding the words, I started to notice the register, how someone addresses an old person versus a peer, whether they drop into dialect or stay in standard Italian. These things carry information about where you grew up, what kind of family you came from. It's not about being correct. It's about the choices you make when you speak and what those choices say about you before the content does. The most subtle ones are in habits. How someone eats, not what. Whether they have a proper lunch break or eat at the desk. Whether they know how to just sit somewhere, not doing anything. In Italy, being visibly rushed is not a status symbol. If anything, it reads at someone who has not figured out how to manage their life. That's very different signal from what I used to. Where I came from, being busy was something you performed. So what does that mean for someone from outside? Some things you do as a foreigner might be read differently than you intend. Not badly, just differently. You might dress loudly and have it read as a tourist. You might be efficient and have it read as anxious. You might be informal and have it read as rude. Every culture has its own social language, and Italy's is more legible than most once you start looking. The signals aren't hidden, they are just quiet. If this kind of video is your thing, there is more on my OnlyFans. See you in the next one, bye!